Welcome if this your first time on the channel. Today we listening to Carmelo Anthony and Kendrick Perkins talk about why Russell Westbrook is not on the roster. And from listening to both of these two, I think Russell Westbrook might be done. And if he not, he gonna have to go somewhere that is not contending for a championship. And I think that's what he really want. Make sure you subscribe if this your first time here. Click that like button. That's how they push the video. Let's go.
We're talking about one of the greatest point guards of all time. I wouldn't say the same position, but I do think he's dealing with a little bit of that. The things that you built your career off of and people fell in love with you about is the same thing it's your downfall right now. Like it's hindering you right now from being on the team because now you created such a monster and a monster in a competitive way, right? And you set the bar so high, with your energy and what you did, what you do in the game, your triple doubles, leading OKC. Now that energy is a lot different, right? I'm not saying you've never burnt any bridges along the way, but now you're in a position now where narratives start to kick in, right? Conversations around the league. It's a copycat league. So if I hit you, Monica, say, yo, Monica, man, Russ lost his step going left. You gonna talk, he gonna hear it. And now it's just it's going around. So I think that's what Russ is dealing with now. They start questioning, could he still do this? Could he do this? What is his role? Right? Where are we gonna play him at? Who are we gonna play him with? So when they start questioning all of that shit, you as a player, you like, man, fuck this shit. Like, I'm me. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I'm Russell Westbrook. How the fuck you ain't, like, what are we talking about here?
Okay, yes. But we have talked very honestly about your last few years in the NBA, right? Percentage, because I'm not saying that the league is right. I personally think he should be on the roster. But what's the percentage of Russ has to take responsibility to adapt?
1,000%.
Okay.
1,000%. Like, we all have to adapt.
Yeah.
You know, it's a hard transition to adapt, right? Especially when you're being forced to adapt. It's a difference in just that you're allowed to adapt as you go. You can't adapt. You are forced to adapt into the situation, to a team, to a roster, because now any situation that you go to, you're voiceless.
And that's where Russell Westbrook messed up. He's talking about him forcing to adapt. You have to adapt before you're forced to adapt. You got to show that I can adapt to a different situation before everybody around you, and this with anything, not just basketball, before everybody around you is watching to see, will you change? Will you adapt? If you do it beforehand, then it's like, oh, okay, yeah, we seen he can play this role, bring him in. But what happened with Denver last year, I believe it was some players that was getting into it, and Russell Westbrook had something to do with it because he is a guy that's big in the locker room, has a voice, was a superstar in the league, won MVP, so he feel like, yo, I could tell people to do this. I could tell people to do that. They need to listen to me. I got some knowledge. But every team don't need that. And when you're older and you're not the player you used to be, people don't put up with the same stuff. And not to say Russ is just a bad guy, but I definitely think he's a guy that has a big voice. What Russ brings is difficult for him to contribute to a starting lineup, but I definitely think it's some second lineups. Like he could come off the bench, run with the second string team, and can really do some things. So, I think he should be in the league. I'm not going to lie, just because he can help some of these teams. Not saying he going to go to a championship team and help them win a championship. I honestly don't think that with his playing style, but he could definitely help some teams be better. But let's listen to Kendrick Perkins. He really had a harsh critique of Russell Westbrook.
Here's the reason why, if you're the Rockets, you don't go get Russell Westbrook. Because you have a young core, right? Two guys in particular that you drafted in the lottery, Amen Thompson and Reed Shepherd. You go get a vet like Russ, right? With his demeanor, his attitude, Not attitude in a bad way, his approach to things, right? The way that he's an alpha. You don't need guys looking over their shoulder, wondering this, right? You want guys to walk into this season comfortable. No. We're relying on you. Now, if it comes February and they're not cutting the mustard, then yeah, you could consider bringing in a point guard. But as of right now, oh, no. You stand pat. You got the culture, you got the pieces, guys feeling comfortable, guys know their roles. Let the season take off. Another thing, Russell Westbrook decided to opt out. I don't know who's representing Russ as his agent, but Shannon, you and I was talking about this with Allie before we started the show. RJ, I'd like to hear your thoughts. If you're getting towards the back end of your career, because once you get on that vet minimum, it's not going up. Like, that shit don't go back to you making 20, 40. Once you go vet minimum, you stuck vet minimum.
It's a hard up, man. That's a hard hill.
All I'm saying is Russ had an option with Denver, a player option. If you're going to opt out, then you need to have some situations that you already got penciled in from your agent.
That's facts. I don't know what Russ was thinking leaving Denver. I thought that was the good situation for him because Jokic liked his attitude, even though some guys didn't. Michael Porter Jr. is out of there, right? But him being in Denver, he could stay there, come off the bench. They liked him coming off the bench. He could do his thing, but he could get paid, and he know he got a situation. He left that situation, and now he literally don't got a situation. Russ literally might not be playing. Kendrick Perkins is saying, yo, Houston shouldn't even bring him on. That's crazy. That's a harsh critique. I think Russ can help Houston. That's a team he can help. He got KD there. And I know, sometimes people want to reminisce on the past, but, I'm not even saying because they played in OKC. I'm just saying, yo, he could come there and help the team. But it would be dope if him and KD won a championship in Houston, and then they could think back of the battles that they had, and then them being teammates, and now it coming full circle, and them winning a championship together, but hopefully he gets somewhere, but I think it might be over for Russ if, a team don't have injuries or something like that. He might just be cooked for this season. He really should not have opted out. But y'all let me know, do you think Russell Westbrook will land on the team throughout the year? We know the year's about to start. People probably won't bring him on at the beginning. But do you think he'll land on the team throughout the year? Put it down in the comments. As always, if this is your first time here, make sure you sub to the channel. Click that like button. And like always, y'all be easy. Be safe. Peace.